Welcome back everyone to Catherine's Plates, where it's always simple, easy, and delicious. Today we are making a copycat recipe. We're going to get the idea from Suddenly Pasta Salad. We're not using this box at all, but we're going to recreate what's in the box. This is a ranch and bacon flavored pasta salad, so that's what we're going to create. These are pretty popular and they come in different flavors, so it's a delicious side dish, but making your own is even better because who knows what all of these ingredients are. All right, I've got my water boiling. Let's go ahead and get our pasta started, and I'm going to show you what I'm using. I've brought a large pot of water to a boil. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of salt, flavor that water. All right, let's talk about the noodles. You can use the small shells or medium shells, which I'm using right here. This is 12 ounces. We're going to add the noodles to our boiling water. We're going to cook these per the directions on the back of the package until they're tender. I'm going to give these a start, move these around a little bit for about 30 seconds. That will help them not stick. I'm going to put my timer on for 11 minutes. About halfway through, we're going to come back and I'm going to show you what we're going to add. It's the 6-minute mark. We're going to go ahead and add half a cup of frozen peas. Ooh, get them all in there. And then we're going to add in half a cup of shredded carrot. Now these carrots were already shredded. I just picked them up in a package like that to make my life a little easy. But they're going to cook in there and get nice and tender. I'm going to mix this together. Now we're going to finish cooking the pasta until it's tender, and then the vegetables will cook also. All right, let's drain our pasta and the peas and the carrots. We're going to take some cold water. We're going to run it over the pasta, the peas, and the carrots. That'll stop the cooking process and cool down everything for our salad. Just keep running the water over it until everything is nice and cooled down. All right, we're going to shake out the excess water. I'm going to blot it dry with a little bit of paper towels, and then we'll put it into a medium-sized bowl. Let's make a delicious dressing for our homemade pasta suddenly salad. In a medium bowl, we're going to add half a cup of mayonnaise, or I'm using Miracle Whip. Now, Miracle Whip is more sweeter than your regular mayonnaise. All right, let's add that to our bowl. To our Miracle Whip or mayonnaise, we're going to add in 3 tablespoons of ranch seasoning mix. I have my own homemade mix right here. Now, if you want to make your own homemade ranch seasoning, I have it on my recipe blog, catherinesplates.com. You can go check it out. All right, we're going to add 1, 2, and 3. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of milk. We're going to whisk this together. All right, let's move this stuff out of the way and get our bacon ready. This is an easy salad to put together. Easy, easy. We're even going to be using these chopped bacon. Already prepared for you. You know where you can find these? In your salad aisle that has the dressings and croutons. We're going to add about 3 tablespoons. Or you can make your own bacon and crumble it in, about 3 pieces. All right, I'm going to just use a whisk so I don't get the bacon stuck in there. I'm going to give that a taste though. Taste that, make sure you don't need any salt or pepper in there. I'm going to have my husband try. Give that a try and tell me what you think. This is your last effort here to flavor it up.
Ooh.
That's good, huh?
That's good.
He likes it.
Tangy.
Tangy.
Yummy.
All right, I'm just going to go in with my Miracle Whip spoon here, blend in that bacon.
Try some of that bacon.
Yeah. Let me see. What do you think?
It's bacon.
Let me show y'all. That's how big it is. We're going to add our mixture to our pasta. Now, if you want it thinner, you can add another tablespoon of milk. I'm going to leave it just the way it is. That way it coats everything really well, and your dressing doesn't wind up on the bottom of your bowl, you know, at the end. Let's mix it all together. Doesn't this look good? You just made your own homemade copycat version of a suddenly salad, bacon and ranch flavor. I had somebody ask me if I could do a macaroni salad that was different for the summer that had bacon and ranch in it, so here you go. All right, here is my recipe on catherinesplates.com for my buttermilk ranch dressing mix. Now you can substitute the buttermilk, the dry version, and use the dry milk for it if you don't like the buttermilk flavor. What do y'all think? Hardly any effort at all. Perfect for any summer event you have going on. Picnics, barbecues, 4th of July coming up. Let's make the absolute best macaroni salad to end all others. We have tender pasta, we have crunchy vegetables, we have a creamy sauce to pull it all together. And there's a secret ingredient in here. Let's make it. Let's talk about the pasta. That's the first thing we're gonna do. I brought a large pot of water to a boil over high heat. I have placed a lid on it because it comes to a boil faster that way. I am using these elbows, and this is a type of macaroni. And I picked this up from my regular grocery store here in town, H-E-B, which is known in Texas. This is 1 pound, and you want to make sure that you have a small pasta. And then we've got some salt here that we're going to flavor the water with, which will help flavor our pasta. There we go. You want a rolling boil. Here goes our salt, about ½ a tablespoon. We're going to add in our pasta. We're going to give it a mix for about 30 seconds. That will keep it from sticking, and we'll go back to it every now and then and finish stirring it. And we're going to cook this until it is tender. Generally, it takes about 6 to 7 minutes. Whatever instructions are on the back of your package. For a good crunch to your macaroni salad and to give it some color, we're going to add some vegetables that have a crunch to them. So I'm going to take some celery. I pulled this out of the center of the celery stalk to get these nice ribs here that got the flowers on them, because you know I like these leafiness to my celery. And I'm just going to cut very thin strips down the celery here. And then I'm just going to run my knife through, all the way down to the other end. I have 3 ribs here. Now the ribs of celery come off of the big stalk. I love celery in any type of salads. All right, all the way down. Make sure it's nice and small. You don't want big chunks in our macaroni salad. Woo, y'all, you know what that smells like. Woo, delicious. I've got some green onions, and I've already cleaned them off and took the ends off. And I'm going to start on the green end here. Let's move that out of the way a little bit. And then we'll go in. We'll cut them. We want everything the same size. Now I'm cutting these while my pasta's cooking. We're multitasking. And I'm going to go all the way down to the white. We got 1 pound of pasta, so I want to make sure we have enough vegetables for every bite. Got a bell pepper. We're just going to cut off around the whole pepper here. Flatten it out. Run your knife through into strips. Just think of all the colors of the peppers you can use because it's summertime. The orange, the red, the yellow really will give it a nice pop to our macaroni salad. So I've turned my peppers, the strips around, and then I'm just running my knife through. All right, the time is up for my pasta. I'm just going to go in. I'm going to give that a try and make sure it's nice and tender. All right, let's drain it. All right, we're going to drain the pasta. We're going to run cold water over it until the pasta cools down. Add some ice. It'll cool it down faster. Now I'm just going to take some paper towels and I'm just going to blot the pasta, move it around and get some of that excess water off before we dump it into a large bowl. There we go. To add a different flavor to our macaroni salad, I'm going to be adding in some roasted red bell pepper instead of just the regular bell pepper off the plant. These are going to be good, and this is mild, so you'll be able to take that flavor. Now this is not the secret ingredient. Hang on to that. This will add another flavor profile and also add a nice color to the dish. Offset that green. What do y'all think? That right there? We'll chop this up and see what we need to do. Probably more of a dice. That's what I'm getting out of this. That looks good. Okay, what we're going to do now is add this to our pasta. Bell pepper. Green onion. Celery. What's left on the board? That's green. The red bell pepper that was roasted that we pulled out of a jar. Let's mix that all up together. Ooh, y'all let me know what else you'd put into your macaroni salad. We still got that delicious sauce to pull it all together. It's going to be creamy. It's going to add a lot of flavor. Y'all wait and see. I need this dish for a picnic. And I guarantee you this bowl will come back empty. All right, y'all, let's make that delicious sauce to pull this all together. Oop, just kidding. For a little bit of tang, we're going to add sour cream. Now we put 1 cup of mayonnaise in there also. Y'all still waiting on that secret ingredient? Here it comes. Knorr vegetable recipe mix. This is good for dips. So we're going to put it in our mayonnaise and sour cream. I love this. It's got a lot of the flavors that we love. carrots, onion, tomato, leek, green peas, sunflower, tomato powder, cabbage, and garlic powder, broccoli powder. Yeah, that's what's going to liven up our macaroni salad. Grab a whisk, blend this all together. I can smell it already. Look at that. Look at that creaminess. Y'all know, you got to dip a spoon in there. Make sure you don't need to add anything else. Wow, that is good. Yummy. Let's add that and give it a good stir. Told y'all, creamy. It's gonna be a good one. Let's stir it all up. Go find this scorcher outside. We live in southeast Houston, Texas, and let me tell you, I think we're in for it for the next couple of months. We're making a coleslaw pasta salad. Cool, refreshing. We got fresh ingredients, a delicious dressing that I'm going to make for you guys to tie this all together. Come on into my kitchen. As you can see, the first thing we've got going on is some boiling water. What we're going to do is cook our pasta first. I am using a ditalini, and it's a very small pasta. We're going to flavor our water first. About half a tablespoon of salt. That'll help flavor the pasta. We're going to be using 1 pound of pasta. You can use any type of pasta that you like. I'm just going to stir this around for about 30 seconds. That'll help keep the pasta from sticking. And then we're going to cook this per the directions on the back of the package. We're going to drain it. I'm going to run cold water over it to stop the cooking process. And then we're going to add it to a large bowl and just pat it dry with some paper towels. While the pasta is cooking behind us, I'm going to go ahead and start working on the vegetables that's going to go into our coleslaw, which is cabbage, carrots, some bell peppers, and then we have green onions. And we've got some fresh parsley that we're going to be adding to it. So I'm going to take my cabbage, and I'm only going to use about 1/4 of the cabbage. We got a lot of stuff going into this pasta salad. So I'm just going to cut off about 3 ends of this. I'm going to bring my shredder over, take my cabbage, and run it over it. All right, I'm going to put on my kitchen glove as I'm getting closer to the edges of the blade while I'm shredding my cabbage. You want to be careful. All right, so you can take your cabbage and you can slice it very thin. And then what I'm going to do is slice that in half, and then in half again. I want small pieces, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to start measuring out my cut cabbage. I want to get to about 3 to 4 cups. This measures 4 cups. Okay, we're going to add that to the pasta. Just going to move the pasta out of the way. Oh yeah, it's going to be a full bowl. Make sure you use your largest bowl. All right, let's finish chopping up the rest of the vegetables. We have a green bell pepper. I'm just going to take off 2 sides, cut them into strips, very thin strips. Now, if you don't like bell peppers, you can do sweet peppers, the mini ones. Those would be really good, add a delicious flavor. You can do the colored peppers, which I'm going to do right here. These are the bell peppers, but they're colored. You got the red one. They even have them in yellow and in orange if you really want to jazz up your salad. I had a red one, so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to turn these around and then dice them. Small pieces. Definitely, we got some green onions going in. I've already washed these off and peeled off that outer layer. Just going to cut off the tops. I'm going to cut these all the way down into the green. We've got a carrot. Just going to take my box grater and grate it. Watch your fingers. Don't shred them. There we go. And we've got some fresh parsley. All right, we're going to go ahead now and add this to the cabbage. We're going to add 8 ounces of whole kernel corn. Now I've drained it. Okay, I'm going to take a block of cheese. Now I'm using this white sharp cheddar cheese. Now I like to get it in a block and not cubed already because the cubes are pretty big and I want to cut my own into smaller cubes. So I'm just going to take the block here and cut thin slices and then cut them into small pieces. All right, we've got 4 ounces of chopped white cheddar cheese. I'm going to put that in the bowl. Okay, before we do the dressing, we're going to go ahead and stir this all together very carefully, just to kind of give it a head start. All right, y'all let me know, are you on the same page? Are you adding something extra to the ingredients? Is there something else you want to put in here? You want to half the recipe? You can do that also. Let's go ahead now and make that delicious pasta coleslaw dressing. In a small bowl, we're going to place half a cup of mayonnaise. I'm going to add half a cup sour cream, a 1/4 cup of sweet relish, 1 tablespoon of white granulated sugar, half a teaspoon garlic powder, half a teaspoon onion powder, half a teaspoon black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon salt. Take a fork, blend this all together. Oh, it's looking good in there. All right, I'm going to give that a try. Oh my goodness. Thank goodness there's a lot in there because I can eat a big bowl of this. That is delicious. I feel all those flavors meld together. All right, let's bring our big bowl of all that goodness right here. We're going to pour this in and then slowly combine it. Okay, be careful as you mix everything together. I'm just going to go in and just start twisting. Get that dressing down to the bottom. Start moving everything around. You're going to be the star of the show when you bring this to someone's house for a barbecue get together, 4th of July. You got the combination of coleslaw and pasta salad. I can't wait to dig into this for you guys. There you go. I'm going to take an ordinary pasta salad and I'm going to ramp it up a level and we're going to create a Mexican street corn pasta salad. So the first thing that we want to do is start bringing a pot of water to a boil. Now I've just got some salt here because we want to season our water before the pasta goes in. So I'm just going to put in about 2 teaspoons of salt and flavor that water while it's starting to boil. pasta. Now, you want 16 ounces. I'm using a penne pasta. I use this a lot when I make pasta salad. You can use the rigatoni, you can use like elbow pasta if you like that. That's a really good classic pasta for salads. So, what you want to do is you want to cook this per the instructions on the back of the package, and then we're going to drain it, place it into a large bowl, and then we're going to add salt, pepper, some olive oil to just kind of coat the pasta. And then we are going to cool it down completely. Okay, we're going to go ahead now and make the dressing, and then we're going to put this all together. Okay, so we're going to start off with 1/3 cup of mayonnaise. Just put that in here. And then I'm going to put 2/3 cup of some sour cream. Now I've got a different spoon here so we don't contaminate the sour cream container. We've got about 1/3 there, and then we're going to add another 1/3. Okay, so I've got 1 lime here. Now I rinsed it off really well and just dried it off because, you know, a lot of people probably touch these in the store. So you want to make sure that you are kind of cleaning these, because what we're going to do is put the full zest of this lime into our mayonnaise and sour cream right here. So I'm just going to take it and then just go around the whole lime and just get to the white. We don't want to do the white part because that'll be kind of bitter. Ooh, the lime smells so good. We're going to squeeze all the juice out of this lime. There. I think that's plenty right there. All right, I've got my lemon lime squeezer here. Now this is for the lime right here, so I'm just going to take a knife and cut my lime in half and put it in. Now I do put mine in upside down because it squeezes from the back end of it all the way down, but you can, if you want to do it the other way, you can. All right, now we're going to squeeze all of the juice out of this lime into our mixture here. Now just remember, any tools that you see me using, if you're interested, check my description box down below. I usually list them down there and you can check them out. Okay, so I've got some garlic powder here that I'm going to add, about 1/2 teaspoon. It'll really contradict those flavors in there. Really add a good flavor. Okay, I've got some chili powder here. I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon. We're going to mix this all up, and then we're going to determine what other flavors we want in here. All right, and then for just a little kick, I've got some cayenne pepper here. Just a pinch, not very much. Like I said, we're going to go back and taste the flavors of this. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper and some salt. Okay, let's go ahead now and blend this all together. Go ahead and start tasting and adding and adjusting your flavors to what you want. This is the major flavor profile right here. Wow, that is so good. Okay, so let's go ahead now and bring our pasta back over here that has been chilling in my refrigerator. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and add my dressing. Oh, this dressing is finger licking good, let me tell you. I've got some corn here. We're going to add about 12 ounces of corn. Let's add the corn. Okay, y'all, here's another layer of flavor. This is queso fresco cheese, or you can use like cojita cheese. And it's a nice, really crumbly cheese that's used a lot in Mexican dishes. Okay. Yeah, it's a nice crumbly cheese. It's really delicious. Need about 1/2 cup of this cheese in your pasta salad here. Okay, I added a little extra chili powder, some cotija cheese, and some cilantro to my bowl. My creamy Italian grinder pasta salad has a few components to it. We're going to make a salad part of it that's going to have Italian meats, cheese, our favorite salad ingredients. We're going to make a grinder dressing. It's going to kind of pull it all together. The first thing that we're going to start with, though, it's pasta, because it is a pasta salad. So I've got a large pot of water that I'm bringing to a boil. Happens faster with the lid on it. I'm going to add in half a tablespoon of salt. This is going to flavor the water, make our pasta delicious. This is what I'm using right here. It's a penne pasta, and it's 16 ounces. You can use any other type of pasta that you want as long as it's a short pasta. We're going to add that in. I'm going to stir this for about 30 seconds. That'll help the pasta from sticking as it's cooking. We're going to cook this per the directions on the back of the package for al dente. Or if you want it more tender, then just add the minutes to it. This will take about 11 minutes. All right, what we're going to do is cool down the pasta by running cold water over it. All right, the pasta has cooled down. I'm just going to take some paper towels. I'm just going to blot the pasta a little bit before we add it to our large mixing bowl. Get some of that water off of there. Oh, it is so tender. Magic. There we go. For the salad portion of our pasta salad, I'm going to be using a red onion, some cherry tomatoes, and iceberg lettuce. Now for the red onion, I'm just going to use about a quarter of it, but it's going to add a nice color to the dish. All right, so I'm just going to use this portion right there. Just cut it in strips. Then I'm going to cut the strips into threes. Now I'm using iceberg lettuce, and I'm just going to go in with a quarter of it, and I'm just going to cut it into strips. We want to keep everything into bite-sized pieces. That way you get a nice bite on your fork with everything. Just like that. We've got some cherry tomatoes. I've already rinsed these off. Got about a pint of them. You can use as many as you want. It's going to become one of your favorites for the summertime here. All right, I've got my cherry tomatoes all chopped up. Let's talk about the banana peppers. These are a mild pepper, but if you want more spice to the dish, this is where you can put the pepperoncinis in it. Now these are rings. I'm going to set them right here. That's going to be good in this salad. All right, that should be about enough right there. Put about half a cup there. Does that look like half a cup?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
It's pretty close, right there. There we go. This is what I'm using right here. All right, I'm just going to chop them up. That way they get mixed really well into the salad. Now we're going to add our salad portion to our cooled cooked pasta. All right, we're going to add those banana peppers, the tomatoes, lettuce, the red onion. All right, let's do the Italian meats and our cheese. Now what's great about the salad portion of this pasta salad, is that you can put what you want in there, okay? If you don't like something, then you don't have to add it in there. You can add more of something, whatever you want to do. It's a cold pasta salad, so it'll serve well with other ingredients. We're going to start with our Italian meats. I'm going to show you what these are and how we're going to chop them up. Got some Black Forest ham here. I've got 5 slices. You want about 4 ounces if you're going to make this to a true grinder salad. But like I said, you can put whatever you want in there. I'm going to roll it up. Now what I'm going to do is run my knife through lengthwise. And then I'm going to cut these into small slices. We've already been eating the ham. It's so good. All right, once you get that chopped up, we're going to take some salami. Again, this is about 4 ounces. This is a, what is this? Genoa. And then what I'm going to do is just slice this. Woo.
Yeah, it's a hard salami.
Yeah. And then we've got some pepperoni. I'm just going to cut it into strips. Oh, this stuff is good. Now we are going to put some cheese in our salad.
Got that right.
Provolone cheese. Now you can get it shredded, or you can do the cubed, or you can get it like this, which is what we have. So I'm just going to put 6 thin slices, and then we'll just chop that up. Just going to cut it into 3s, kind of turn it. There we go. And chop it. All right, let's add all of this to our pasta salad. Ooh, smells delicious. Just the meats here smell delicious.
I don't know if we got a big enough bowl.
I know. We're going to keep going.
That's the biggest one we got, too.
There we go. We're going to make a creamy grinder dressing to pull it all together. So I'm putting 1 cup of mayonnaise. I'm measuring it out right here. I think that's it. All right, we're going to put that into a medium bowl. A little extra doesn't hurt. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 3 tablespoons, there we go, red wine vinegar, 2 and 3. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of white granulated sugar. Now you don't have to put any in there if you don't want to. Just balance out that vinegar that we used right here. We're going to add in 1 teaspoon of salt. It's going to go a long way. You saw that big salad. And then we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of black pepper. We've got some Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon. We're going to balance it out even more with some Parmesan cheese. Whatever I got in there, about 2 to 3 ounces. I'm just going to put it all in there.
Yeah.
Thomas liked that. He's like, yeah. All right, I need a whisk. Let's whisk this all together. Give it a taste. See if you need to add anything else. That looks good in there. Let's go. Oh, wow. All right, let's dress the salad. Y'all, get some big tongs. You're gonna need it. And get all that goodness out of there. All right, let's start mixing. Give it a few minutes. Make sure everything is nice and coated. Oh my goodness, you guys. Grab a fork and a big bowl. Creamy Italian grinder pasta salad. You're going to be the star of the show when you bring this for any occasion, let me tell you. Oh, do y'all see everything in there? You need a bigger shot? Close up? All right. There you go. Woo! I'm going to grab a bowl. I'm going to put some in. I'm going to give this a try for you. Oh, how big's my bite? Right there. Mmm. It's creamy. It's Italian. I love that crunch from the lettuce. That dressing is the bomb. Y'all make some. You can half this recipe if you don't need all of that. We do though. All right, you guys, give me a thumbs up on my creamy Italian grinder pasta salad. If you're looking for the grinder sandwich, that's on my blog, also catherinesplates.com. All right, you guys. Woo, those banana peppers, they wake it up too. I'll see y'all on the next episode. Bye. Mm-hmm.